Good morning, book club. I've missed you. We're back at it again with Atomic Habits, Chapter 2. The title of Chapter 2, it is How Your Habits Shape Your Identity and Vice Versa. I love this book. This book is great. I'm not too much into personal development books, but just the way that this book is presented, it is so consumable, so realistic, so approachable. You just understand it, right? So anyway, I want to go all the way to the end of chapter 2. The last two paragraphs, page 41, I love how Mr. Clear sums everything up. So I'm going to read it to you. Building better habits isn't about littering your day with life hacks. It's not about flossing one tooth each night or taking a cold shower each morning or wearing the same outfit each day. It's not about achieving external measures of success like earning more money, losing weight, or reducing stress. Habits can help you achieve all of these things, but fundamentally, they are not about having something. I like that. They are about becoming someone. Ultimately, your habits matter because they help you become the type of person you wish to be. They are the channel through which you develop your deepest beliefs about yourself. Quite literally, you become your habits. A lot of people try to develop habits to have some sort of outcome, but the fact of the matter is that successful habits work when you shape them to become a part of your identity. And he writes a couple of things which I agree with. He says this. This is on page 34. Improvements are only temporary until they become part of who you are. The goal is not to read a book. The goal is to become a reader. The goal is not to run a marathon. The goal is to become a runner. The goal is not to learn an instrument. The goal is to become a musician. The goal is not to be rich. The goal is to become successful. And I love how he just puts everything in a way that you start questioning your own habits, how you approach things, how you're thinking about your future, how you are interacting with your day, with your actions. So this book is just great, man. This chapter was so revealing. And then he just basically talks about how you deliver and how you talk about certain things changes your whole entire perception. There was a part in the book, I think, at the beginning of chapter 2, where he gave this example of a smoker. Two smokers, right? They're both offer cigarettes. One person says, I'm trying to quit smoking, blase blase, and the other person says, I am not a smoker. One person still identifies as a smoker. The other person is trying to relinquish that identity. So you get the whole entire implementation of identity-based outcomes. I do, because that's what this chapter is. Chapter 2, I reread it like 3 times. This book makes you reflect on your life. I'm starting to really appreciate what I'm getting out of this book. So reading on, I landed on this nugget of intelligence. Page 23, he says this. This is the basic subtitle for this section. Forget about goals. Focus on systems instead. He talks about how you got to develop successful systems instead of focusing on your end goal or what the result should be by saying this: a handful of problems arise when you spend too much time thinking about your goals and not enough time designing your systems. So he gives a whole bunch of problems, like problems 1 through 4. Number 2 is my favorite one. Problem number 2 says this: achieving a goal only changes your life for the moment. That's the counterintuitive thing about improvement. We think we need to change our results, but the results are not the problem. What we really need to change are the systems that cause those results. When you solve problems at the results level, you only solve them temporarily. In order to improve for good, you need to solve problems at the systems level. Fix the inputs and the outputs will fix themselves. I love this book. I suggest that everybody gets this book. I'm not going to be super analytical about this book because I want to leave nuggets for you to get this book. This book is amazing. I'm going to reread it over and over until I get these points. until I change myself. And again, Atomic Habits, if you haven't gotten it, you should go get it. Chapter 2, done. I'll see you next week. Read your book.